It's only an afterthought that the educator will be able to play the social role devolved to a man or a woman and offer to a child or a teenager a reference for self-identification. Mali is a large Sahelian country with a surface area of 1,241,238 square kilometers, a landlocked country located at the heart of West Africa. Its economy is based on resources mainly derived from agriculture, livestock, and fishing. Hence, the extreme vulnerability of the country and its economy to climate and its potential for variability and change. Mali's population is estimated at about 14.5 million inhabitants and is expected to double in less than 20 years, considering a fertility rate of 6.23 children per woman, with women being household heads very often. To face these constraints, efforts are being made in the education sector and particularly at the preschool level, in which enrollment rates remain low.
The pilot project for early childhood development is a project that was jointly designed by a certain number of partners with World Bank funding. I am the coordinator of this project. It covers 25 villages in Ségou region and 25 villages in Mopti region, or a total of 50 villages.
Therefore, the objective of this pilot project was to test approaches that will be effective and efficient enough in terms of cost, easy and flexible implementation in order to facilitate not only child development but also to ensure an integrated development taking into account the child's feeding, health, psychosocial and psychomotor stimulation. In short, the objective is to obtain a compact that will help achieve harmonious development of the child. As you might know, the issue of early childhood development has always been neglected in our countries, although this helps develop the child for school and his/her training later as an adult. Experience and research provide sufficient evidence. When you invest in the child at an early age, you maximize his/her likelihood to succeed at school and therefore succeed later as an adult and a citizen.
We train them in disciplines, how to educate young children in a CDPE. I train them pedagogically, the training of mother educators, the way they should take care of young children, how to behave, we take them. Centers are also places where after they have become students, they will improve their education and build on their learning skills. This education is not a new teaching topic, but is rather composed of a set of coherent activities included in the school curricula. The approach consists in arousing and/or improving participation by local communities, associations, and other local stakeholders so as to facilitate access of the largest numbers of vulnerable children to basic social services, education, protection, health, nutrition with a high standard of quality in order to improve the living condition for the most vulnerable children. Early in the morning, I arrive around 6 o'clock to welcome the children. Between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, we bring them together and perform some physical exercises. We wash their hands properly. Then we have them enter the classroom. We help them perform some small activities as stated in the schedule for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They learn language, singing, and even numeracy.
Doga nana miero, doga denchiero, o shite, duban na famaru, ne de serepila, aba hagli dele, kaga famen noga, de maso, ni de nyena, jamataru, na chena, fan bataru.
In this context, Maver educators will not succeed all by themselves. Parents, scholars, and village elders need to adhere to a larger logical approach to join efforts and relay to children local knowledge and life experience. These modules will be composed of one or several meetings, including various activities for pursuing efforts or providing new contributions on the part of each stakeholder. As a prerequisite, classroom modules must be adapted to children's lifestyle. Activities in the Early Childhood Development Center (CDPE) are designed in such a manner as to take into account realities of the milieu and are aimed at developing various skills among children.
Education will not succeed if children are excluded. If you wish that education succeeds, you should really take into account early childhood, which is the actual base of education. If success is achieved at the base, everything else will succeed and great change will occur in the community in terms of hygiene, for example.
When they wake up in the morning, they say good morning to their parents. After eating, they never move away without saying thank you to their parents. In addition, they are in security. We live in a rural area where every morning everyone is busy with their own occupations, men and women, young and elders. Only young children are left alone without any protection. They may fall into wells while playing around or be injured by animals. The CDPE has helped avoid such hazards.
Before establishment of the CDPE in Jenny, children wander or gather at the riverbank. This was a risk even for parents. Since the establishment of the CD, parents feel more reassured. Here, there are not enough educated women. This is why men are the majority in the center's management body. If children can be educated to complement us, we will be very happy. The toys we have here are attractive to many children. Some of them are 6-year-olds, but they demand that their parents have them enroll at the center. Parents accept sometimes, although we send the 6-year-old children to the first grade of primary school. Sending a child in an early childhood development facility helps prepare the child for school enrollment and thus contribute in his or her cognitive skill development, social development, and somehow in his or her psychomotor development. In the era of hygiene, family obviously play a paramount role in the organization of children's daily life. Through their education action, they help build structural references to enable children to develop safe and preventive attitudes in the area of hygiene and health. When children enter collective life, CDBEs must welcome them in the best condition of security, hygiene, and well-being. The project's strategy consists in mobilizing communities for the development of shared approach for integrated child care. To have a facility where the child is taken care of in terms of nutrition is an asset. To find a center in a village that invites health centers to come and perform parasite removal or cooking demonstration also constitute a valuable asset in my opinion.
The number of children sent to various centers was almost quadrupled as a result of the enthusiasm among and the need expressed by the communities. Second region alone almost doubled, if not more than doubled, the number of children initially estimated for the two regions. This is an indication of a high level of enthusiasm among the communities. Our objective at the Teaching Academy in Ségou is to create at least one CDPE in each commune. When you look at this project at its initiation in the 26 villages in 6 communes, you can see the enthusiasm it has aroused among student parents, the commitment on the part of collectivities and communities, as well as the commitment of children and teachers.
There has been considerable change among children. Some of them refuse to speak upon their arrival, but before the end of the year, or by the end of the 2 years, they develop awareness and are much less inhibited. Others are eager to go to school. When they see their elders going, it's because they have already acquired the habit. This positive change is a result of the center.
Beyond this awareness, teachers comments that the children who enroll in school after attending the CDPE are better prepared for school and achieve better results are very encouraging. The initial result we collected about this program sufficiently indicate the enthusiasm we observe at the household level and among mothers, which resulted in almost doubling the target we had set forth. I think this is sufficient evidence.
We noticed that some of the facilities were built without taking into account the climate of the area. For example, in Mopti region, the type of shelters you will find there are not convenient for this milieu. At a certain moment of the year, there is a lot of dust wind and the shelters do not provide adequate protection for children.
Les enfants sont de plus en plus exposés.
Facility must be adapted to the milieu. In Mopti, the shelters are not the relevant option for this region, which is often swept by dust and wind.
Quelque part qu'un seul toboggan, quelque part.
As the Bamana would say, between two illnesses, one should choose the least painful. The age limit to attend the kindergarten is 6 years old. At 7 years old, a child must attend primary school. All neighboring villages in which there are kindergartens like us also have primary schools. The kindergarten is a continuity. The younger children, 5, 6, and 7 years old, are concerned. Those who are 7 years old can attend school. We are located far away from Ségou and Sokofina. To ask children to attend school, traveling to Ségou or Sokofina will be a problem. The villagers discussed and decided to build a classroom for first grade students. Those who will reach the expected age will directly attend the first grade of primary school. Once the kindergarten instructors will have transferred their personal files. I was impressed by the statement made to the CDPI by some parents and primary school teachers, particularly when they say that the child is no longer inhibited. She becomes more sociable and easily integrates a team or a group. At the beginning, communities were not very optimistic for the implementation of this project. Today, as you may see, they are enthusiastic. All of the villages we visited are very happy with the project, and one may observe significant change in the villages covered by the project. This change starts with children recording their level of awareness, their dressing habits, and body hygiene. As for the beneficiary communities, we can see that the project has brought considerable change. By collaborating together to take care of our children's education and well-being, we have been able to overcome our own internal disputes, thus fostering social integration within our community. The commitment of the village to build the fencing wall of the center was not seen as a financially valuable contribution, but rather as a way to perform some physical exercise. We will ask the mason to tell us the number of bricks needed, and we will then divide the work among us in order to build the fencing wall. We had